Moving on to number 13 of the Minnesota Wild Prospects Top 20. Rasmus Kumpulainen might be the coolest name among our prospect pool. The most optimistic here, Pavel at 11, and pessimistic, Brett Marshall hates him, ranked him 19. Oh my, we had 4 of us thread the needle with 13. I don't know who wants to lead off here because it probably shouldn't be Brett. There's at least 3 people that listen that are like, oh my God, they actually hate this person.
Brett, do you at least like the Pelicans jerseys? I mean, come on.
The Pelicans jerseys are great. That's why he's not in the 20s.
Yeah. I think in hindsight, I probably have him a hair too low, looking back at some of the players I ranked him under. But I think they drafted him. I think he's a center. He has size. But I think there's a question too, will that amount to anything? Has some okay offensive numbers, did okay in Liga last year, which is a professional men's league, with 16 points in 48 games. Has played well at international. I'm just wondering, there's a player we'll talk about later in these rankings, and if you have Eriksson Ek and Hartman, and if Urov eventually fits in there, whoever else down the middle, I just wonder if there's truly going to be a spot for him unless there's injuries. So it was just hard for me to get him a little bit further up my board when I don't clearly see a path forward for him and see him beating out some other types of players.
I feel like we're going to have that dilemma, though, for a lot of guys. I think that's an okay problem because I think some of these guys need a couple of years in Iowa to really figure some things out, especially the guys that have been back and forth. Like Z, talk about him in the OHL versus him going overseas to Finland. And I think that's part of where the rankings are coming in for some people too, is he did take a little bit of a step back throughout part of last season.
Yeah, I mean, so, playing in the OHL looked really good. Made a lot of flashy plays. Again, I'm going to mention this every single time we talk about Kumpulainen, a fascinating hockey player where, his transition data is off the charts. I don't know how he successfully navigates through the neutral zone with the puck on a stick without it getting taken from him, because he moves about half a mile an hour. And it is fascinating to watch, but he's got insane, raw skill, can score from in tight, solid defensively. But the foot speed is going to be the major issue with him. I think if he could move a little bit better, he would have a chance to potentially be a middle six scorer that can kill penalties for you. He's never going to be 40, 50 points, but I think when we looked at him in his draft year, and even that first in the OHL, you looked at a guy that could be third, fourth line, give you 20, 30 points, kill penalties, and just kind of be a well-rounded player, can play center, can play wing. But there's a lot of NHL assets, but the skating is just such a problem. Still makes it work, fascinating that he can, but I mean, that's finish U20 and then in the OHL. It was a fascinating start to the year last year with Pelicans of the J era in Finnish Liga. Really hard league to play in, especially as a young player with skill. I think his first game he had 3 points, and then finishing the year with 16. Got hurt halfway through the year, and then Pelicans, they were just fucking dog shit. They were a very bad hockey team. So he went a long stretch without scoring, got benched a few times, but I mean that's just part of being a young player in Finland. So it was kind of tough to gauge exactly how successful or unsuccessful the season was playing pro hockey in Finland. Again, really, really hard league to play in. Not a league that you go to bank points. It's just not going to happen for you. So the fact that he finished with 16 is actually somewhat impressive, honestly. It was just a long gap in the middle of the year where you just put up nothing. But there wasn't a whole lot of points to be had on that team. This year in Iowa, it'll be interesting to see where he slots in. Are they going to have him play center? Are they going to have him play wing? Again, just a versatile player that has some upside as far as some NHL qualities, style of play. It's the foot speed is going to be a problem for him, and exactly where he slots in. Right now, projects a bottom 6 guy. I think he's an NHL player. Again, might not be here, but that's part of having a whole lot of prospects. I thought he was okay in the preseason. Made a couple plays that I thought stood out. a couple mistakes. So we'll see if he can adjust to like just the pro speed. But I do think there's an NHL player in there. I don't think it's necessarily going to be like the next year or two. Like he might need 2-3 years in the AHL. That's fine. That's the other thing too. Like he just got drafted 2 years ago, so not too worried about it either way. But I like the player. Again, just a fascinating guy to watch. Again, that the year in the OHL he looked awesome. So he'll be another really interesting player to watch in Iowa with Greg Cronin. But yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I think the AHL is just such a good league for him now. Like, it's the perfect, because originally he was going to spend like a couple of years with the Pelicans, right? So I was surprised that he's coming over.
Yeah, I mean they narrowly avoided getting relegated last year. Like I thought they did get relegated, and then they also over there they have like the playoffs to not get relegated, which is like very funny to me. But I think he put up a couple points in that series, which was nice. And obviously they're still in Liga, so we'll see what. I mean, I guess we won't really see how they do because I'm not going to pay attention to them if I don't have to. But yeah, he will be a key player, but probably in Iowa because they still have a pretty young squad down there with a couple veterans now, but. Would like to see him get an elevated role. Again, he's going to be killing penalties. He's probably be in that second power play unit. But it's just the speed of the game is going to be like the litmus test, I think, for him.
Now, Z, do you recall the one asset that he has that at least helps offset that skating that I'm just like obsessed with?
No.
Dude, he's got the Yager puck protect. Like,
yeah,
the way that
take the puck from him.
Like dude, it's impossible. Like he's going a mile an hour around the perimeter, but good luck. Like,
yeah, I did get in trouble last year at work. So I watched his for like the full game, his first full game, and like I think it was like his third shift. There was some dude that was like 35 years old, like almost his size, tried to line him up in the neutral zone as he was moving half a mile an hour. And the guy exploded. Like he didn't even throw a reverse. I don't even know if he knows that the guy bumped into him. But like the other guy basically disintegrated. And I was like, this is unbelievable. Like if he was the Titanic, that fucking iceberg would have been fucked. Okay,
dude, this is what I just love this prospect. Lives. He's just such like a Finn, just such a Finnish style player. And hopefully, like I don't want, not that the Wild rush their prospects at all, but like, yeah, let him marinate. Let's see if he can get a little bit faster, or at least like be comfortable in the AHL speed. Because if so, then okay, that's a good sign. And yeah, I'm stoked to have him in Iowa next year.
Just even the idea of the Wild rushing prospects coming up in this is hilarious to me.
I know. Yeah. So he's in good hands right now. Or he's in a good situation right now.
Well, we hope.
Yeah, we hope.
All right. That's number 13, Rasmus Kumpulainen.